Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a trendy style. We are going to be cutting a trendy style, which is handkerchief skirt with elastic band. Okay, so what we need is 2 to 2.5 yards depending on your hip measurement. So if your hip measurement is much, you are using 40, 42 upward, 40 upward, you need 2.5 measurements, 2.5 yards for the skirt. But if your hip is less than 40, 2 yards is okay for you. So after that, we need our hip measurement. That's what we need. We are going to divide our the hip measurement we are working with is 38. So we are working with 38. We are going to divide 38 by 6.28. So the reason we are dividing it by 6.28 because this is what you are using, this is what you are going to use. We need the radius of the skirt, right? Because we are putting elastic, that's the reason why we are using our hip measurement. Okay, if you are putting zip, what you need is your waist measurement, but since we are putting elastic, we need our hip measurement. And 38 divided by 6.28 is what? Is 6. All right, so the radius we are working with is 6 inches. Okay, so after getting our radius, we are going to fold our fabric into 4. So let's start with the length. Okay, so you know our fabric is by 60, right? Fabric is by 60. That means this side will be 30 inches. Let's check it out. So our fabric is 60, the length is 60, and I am using 32.5 inches. So this is 30 inches. All right, so since we are using 30 inches, the other side too, we are going to use 30 inches. Okay, so let's measure 30 inches here too, to know what we are folding or how we are going to fold our fabric. That's the reason why we are measuring 30 inches. It's just to know how we are folding our fabric. So this is our 30 inches. So you're going to notch it. After notching it, then you're going to fold it into 4. All right, so this is where we notch, and after notching it, we fold it again to give us the 4 pieces we needed, because we are folding it into 4, right? So after folding it into 4, this area, this angle, you know, if you are holding it this way, it's going to form a triangle shape. So this angle, this is where you're going to measure your 6 inches, the radius that I said you should divide your hip by 6.28. Okay, so that's what you're going to use here, the 6 inches. That's what you're going to use here. Make sure that you confirm, if you are using elastic, you divide your hip by 6.28. If you are using zip, you divide your waist by 6.28. So the 6 inches that we have here, we are going to mark it. We are going to mark it round. And see the way I'm doing it, right? Can see the way I'm doing it. Make sure your 6 is showing here. 6 is showing here. Then mark it. So after marking it, this is what we have. And if you calculate this, if you calculate this, just use your tape rule to circle it to check the mark. You can see that this is giving us almost 10 inches, right? That means that that's 40. 10 multiplied by 4, that's 40, because we folded it into 4. You can see that it's almost the same thing as what we want. So what we're going to do next is we are going to cut it out. But when cutting, you are not using the upper part, you are not using the down part, you are not cutting straight on the line, you are cutting outside the line or inside the line. Okay, and note that this is where you are cutting, you are marking the place that there is no cutting. This place is on fold, this place is on fold, this place is on fold. That's where you are cutting, not the other side. Okay, so after cutting it, then let's cut our circle. I told you that you should not cut on the line, shift a little bit inside and cut it. So after checking, you can see that the line is still there. I did not cut on the line. Okay, after doing that, we are going to cut out this line to separate the first layer. So after cutting it out, we are going to cut the second layer. To cut the second layer, what you are going to do is you are going to fold our fabric into two again. This is it. Fold it into two, and so after folding it into two this way, we are going to mark our radius. We are using the same radius with the first one. Okay, so before you mark it, try and check the full length that you have here. So the reason why I'm checking it is because I want to determine where the second step is going to reach. If you want yours to be longer, it's okay. This one, after minusing the 6 that we are using for the radius, that means it's going to remain 5, and I think 5 is enough for the length I want. Okay, I think 5 is enough for the length I want. So after folding it, you can fold it to any length you want depending on the length of the step you want to use. So after doing that, we are going to put the first one that we cut. We are going to put it on this one, cut it out. All right. We are going to cut it out. So after cutting it out, we are going to measure the length we want for the second step. The length we want on the first side. I want mine to be 18 inches. So this is where I'm going to cut out. So we cut it out this way. We cut it out this way. Then we are going to split this line. After splitting it, let's see what is going to give us. So this is it. So this is going to be where we are going to sew to the waist, then this is going to be the sides. All right, so you can see this is it. And for the first one we cut, we are going to split the side, cut this side open. Okay, cut the side open because we are putting pockets, so we need to cut it open. So this side. So after cutting it open like this is what is going to give us. This is it. This is what is going to give us, and it's going to make it easy for us to put the second step on it. Okay, so we put this one. So we are going to put this before we put the band. Okay, we put this and the other one. So after cutting it open, we are going to cut our band. Okay, since we are working with hip 38, so that means so to cut our band, let's fold our fabric into two and cut 19 inches, which is half of this. So because the fabric is not enough, that's the reason why I said if you know that you have a big hip, use more than 2 yards if you know you want your handkerchief to be full. Handkerchief skirt to be full. You can use 3 yards. It depends on how full you want it to be. So you can see these 2.5 yards I'm using. So because there's cutting it, that's why I'm folding it this way. So, and we are using 5" for our band. Okay, so 38 divided by 4 is what? Is 9.5 plus ½ inch that we are going to use to join it together, which is 40. So this is it. We are going to cut it out. So this is going to be our band. Then we are going to cut our pocket. So this is the fabric that is remaining, and since the pocket is somehow like design, not really, our pocket is not really so our pocket is somehow like a design. So we are going to fold our fabric. Just cut the pockets anyhow, but just know that when you are cutting your pocket, make sure the length is up to 10 inches. Okay, 10 inches, 9 inches, depending on how long you want it to be, but 10 to 9 inches. You can even use more than 10. Some people use 12, and the breadth should be up to 5 inches or 6. But since I'm managing my fabric, so I'm going to use this. All right, so let's cut our pocket out. So let me just cut it open to make it easy. So we just cut it open. This is our pocket. This is our band. So the next one I'm going to do is we are going to put the smaller version that we are cutting, that we are putting the second steps that is small. What we're going to do is we are going to fold this place in this area, fold it in like this, and so stitch it. Fold this area in this place, fold this area in, and fold this place in, leaving only this place and this area and this area. We are going to do the same thing to the 2 steps, to the 2. Okay, we are going to fold the 2 in, then I'll show you the outcome. And for the band, I'm going to sew the band here, sew it here, and fix the band, the elastic inside. Note, I've already put a video on how to fix elastic inside your band, how to sew your elastic band. So go and watch my video to know how to sew elastic band. All right, so this is our band. I'm going to fix it on both sides. As you can see that the band is ready. I've already added the elastic, and I've already pressed this place down. The second steps that I said you should press, just press it round, leaving only this place and this place. That's where you are going to leave. So you can see that I've already pressed it down, and I did the same to the 2. So the next thing I'm going to do is we are going to take the original fabric, the main fabric. We are going to take it and put this first step, and put the first step on it. This is the right side. This is the right side. Okay, so you are going to place the right side of the main fabric and place the wrong side of this on it. This is the wrong side, so the wrong side is going to be facing the right side. So, and the right side of the second step is going to be facing up. So you're going to do it like this. So pin it down, pin it down. So after pinning it down, we are going to do the same thing to the second side, the front and So after pinning it down, you can see that this place is going to align like this area will align like this. So what we're going to do next is we're going to place both sides together. After pinning it down, we have pinned the two down, right? So we are going to place both sides on each other. So we are going to place the both sides. So place it on each other like this and pin it down. Okay. You can see that it's the same thing here. So I pin it down. So let's do the same thing at the other side. Okay. So you can see that we have pinned all sides down. Then after pinning it down, we are going to mark. We are going to mark where the pocket is going to stay. So we mark 1 inch up. Mark 1 inch up. Then mark another 7 inches. So this is the place you are going to leave space for. From ear to ear, you are going to sew it. From ear to the down part, you are going to sew it. So let's do the same thing at the other side. So mark 1 inch up, okay, then mark 7 inches. So you leave this place open. From ear to ear, you sew. From ear to ear, you sew. You do the same thing to the other side. So after sewing it, this place will be open. This is where we are going to put our pocket, all right? And we are going to put the pocket before the band. Okay, so let's go and sew the places that you need to sew. So guys, you can see that the 1 inch is sewn, and before you sew it, measure what is here. Make sure it's accurate with your waist, your hip line. Okay, make sure it's accurate with your hip line before you sew it. After calculating it, I have 21 inches here and it's 19 inches I needed, so I have to sew 1 inch here, 1 inch here to give me the accurate 19 inches. So then I've already sewed this side. I did the same thing with the other side. So you can see that I left space here, space for the pocket. All right, here's the space for the pocket. Okay, so you are going to fix the pocket, and to fix the pocket you are going to open this place up, open it up. The curved side, we are going to pin it here. When pinning it, leave a little bit space of ½ inch up because of the band. Okay, because we don't want to sew the band together with the pocket. So just pin it. So when you're going to get to this place, pin it down, and you're going to do the same thing to the other side. So we are going to pin it down. After pinning it down, we are going to sew this side. Sew this side, then we are going to do it like this and sew this place. Okay. After sewing straight line like this, then we will start sewing from here to this place. Let's do the same thing to the other pocket. All right. So the curved area, to this place. Okay, so let's go and do that. After doing that, then we're going to fix the band. So guys, I've fixed the pockets. You can see the way I sew it. I sew it first, then I sew it around. I did the same thing to both sides. I did the same thing to both sides. So after doing that, what we need to do is just fix the band. We're going to fix the band. Just pin it front. So guys, I have fixed the band. This is it. I've already fixed the band, and I press the down part. I press it, the hem, and I will just press it a little. Then I'm going to iron it. Bye. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.